for watching my claymation of my direction and my journey so far and where I'm going to want to end up in the future. At this point, I'd like to just kind of talk through the meaning of everything and the symbolism. So as you may have guessed, the little soldiers and the overseer person was my corporate job, my boss, kind of representing the constant feeling like under attack kind of situation. Myself was the little robot that was starting to feel like it didn't have a heart or a soul as it just continued to go down the path of the corporate world and just numb. And the little robot, continued and had the cross symbol, kind of a symbol of the martyr, and just kind of taking more on. And as the martyr was climbing up the mountain to try to continue down the path of quote unquote success, you see how the soldiers, the leader comes after from behind almost as a sneak attack. And at that point, the robot turns around and looks and sees them moving to attack. And at this point, you see the dragon that it was going to battle with shifts, and it becomes a friend to the robot, where the robot goes in and shifts the martyr to a sword. The cross becomes the sword, where it knocks down the soldiers in battle and is successful. And that is me essentially quitting my job, which I did last week. And you see the robot as it continues with the dragon, and the dragon to me represents a new fire and a flame, where it's kind of knocking down the walls and the barriers to open up something new and healthy. And you see this as the dragon kind of moves through and knocks the different obstacles to get back to self. And the walls on the other side, the fences, is hiding different aspects of self and desires. And once the little heartless numbing robot, so you see, all the different elements and aspects of self as the robot, the little numbing robot, kind of goes up and then slowly reconnects with heart and home. And once the heart is complete and attached back with the robot, then the scene starts to change, where you see the loss of the job just kind of fade away. And the trees they'll symbolize the growth, and there's a little life raft there, which it means making sure to reconnect with nature. And I think that's such a pivotal thing to navigate the different challenges in my life and in the world, is to just make sure there's a connection to source. And then you see different other elements come up, right? Where the dog comes up, and that's animals and that type of companionship. And to me, it's just making sure you spend time kind of connecting with your little, furry companions, which I think are so important, and that's important to me. And then you see the family, the four pillars of, people there that are behind. And for myself, making sure there's time for family, and then there's a little kind of a funny it's Baby Yoda, and it's in a little kind of spaceship, so to speak. And to me, that represents my future, kind of like that element of unknown or alien, kind of figuring out where's my next step, right? And that's going to be these different interviews I'm doing that I have lined up, and really trying to figure out where am I going, and I know I want to be licensed, but what does that look like? And for me, the plan is find a job that really does support me and supports that balance, so I can maintain that connection to the different things I find within myself. And then also continue down the path of finishing my education and finishing the practicum hours and become licensed, and just moving forward with those steps, as I go to find the practicum site. Right now I'm leaning towards the Tierra Nueva, right? That's the one that I'm leaning towards right now. But is that going to serve me? And just figuring out the answers to those questions. And I think that will really help me as I'm moving forward. And then you see there's stones, there's different elements of earth there, and to me that's the stones are the different ways and the different rewards that I'm going to have as I continue to maintain that relationship with myself. And those are just going to kind of come forward, and the rewards will be there as I maintain that space of balance. And then you see the home, the home starting to rebuild, and to me that's home within my household, but also home within myself, and figuring out what that means. And then there's a treasure chest, and there's hearts in there, and there's a little cheeseburger, and I think it's just making sure I'm nourished in different ways, whether that's time with family or time with my hobbies or time with things that really give me that joy and that sense of well-being. So to conclude, what's next is just to continue down this path of healing from that environment, and just making sure that I'm focusing towards my goals, wanting to maintain and obtain my license, and work towards those steps to get there, and find a job that's going to help provide me with the balance and the space to maintain that focal point on my education, but also that balance, so that I can make sure I'm creating that time and space to do what serves me, and to not lose sight of my heart and my spirit, and really what makes me me, and what's going to give me the most purposeful life and career possible.